A couple of Miguel Figuera attempts that went at Vishal Keth as well from narrow angles.
Figuera has pretty much run the show for East Bengal in midfield. He's been floating, also helping back defensively when required.
It's been a while since they've had a player like that who can be so effective.
It's been a while since they played like this. Like we were mentioning in the first half, the characters they've signed have really added to this team, and enough to maintain that continuity from last season as well, including captain Saul Crespo.
And champions of the Calcutta Football League. Oscar Bruzon's had a first off-season with them, so enough time to drill his methods. The same could be said of Jose Molina as well. But he hasn't had to change too much. When you're champions of India with the kind of season Mohan Bagan had, what can you do better? You can't really ask for anything. In terms of the clean sheets, they kept the goals they scored. They were almost perfect.
Like they say, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. They've retained the template of how they play, carrying on into this Super Cup as well. They'll just need to be a little more intense in this second half, because it is do or die. If Mohan Bagan don't get a goal and a win, as Sahal turns well,
it's a clear foul.
Sahal asking for the card.
This is why.
I mean, they can probably swap jerseys after the match is done.
Chance for Thapa to send something in. Apuya's the last man. Everybody else is up front. And it's those three, Manveer, Rodriguez and Aldred, who are the target men. Keep an eye on those runs. Now it went past Subhashish Bose. Wonder why he didn't make an attempt to do something with it. The player who scored a lot of goals in the ISL last season.
He had a purple patch. Beautiful delivery once again by Anirudh Thapa. Bose just moved a little too ahead. Found the ball floating above him. Should have really judged that better.
Thapa. Again a tug of the shirt. It's just too easy for the referee to give those free kicks.
Be sure to see a lot more of that as the game progresses, because all of these little fouls, little stoppages in play will only benefit East Bengal. This result works for them.
It's too early to try anything like that, and both Rakip and Saul Crespo have to know that those are areas from where Bagan can deliver quality. It's a needless risk.
There's a lot of instinct involved in making those fouls as well.
They've got to curb them. Here comes the ball, and Aldred got at the end of that. And there's the warning. East Bengal need to curb their instinct.
Yeah, Aldred normally hits the target from that position. East Bengal get a warning sign. Mohan Bagan have already had 2 shots in the second half. Aldred just leaning back a bit, which is why the ball didn't find the kind of precision it needed to head into the net.
Slightly calmer now. Bagan has started this half on top. Mahesh. Now Rashid.
Turns well. We saw Mahesh delivering that cross with his right. Remember, he's equally good with both feet, which means that even if he does switch flanks, he's equally potent, something that the Mohan Bagan defense will have to remember.
Now Aldred and Ahadad, clearly not friends.
This all began as the whistle for the first half blew, and you could see them having a bit of a chat heading into the dressing room. This is what caused it. Aldred squaring up to Haddad, and it's like both of them want to show who's boss, but equally cognizant of the fact that anything more than that will get them in the book.
The referee's going to have a chat with him. You can unfollow each other on Instagram, but no more fighting on the pitch.
Yeah, they do well to curb their instinct to fight on the pitch as well.
But you want this in a derby, isn't it? As onlookers, even as fans of either of the two clubs, you want to watch a little bit of spice in this game.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable that this happens in a Kolkata derby.
Oof. Vishal Keth was off his line, and that's why the attempt from Figueira.
And the high standards that Figueira does set for himself will explain that frustrated reaction.
Crespo over the top. Ahad offered the run, brings it down expertly. Figueira unable to replicate the first touch quality of Ahad.
But Ahad just brought that ball down so beautifully. Been with Aldred throughout the game. This time manages to just nick it in front of him. Great touch, but Figueira couldn't do enough with it. Looks a bit like Kingsley Coman.
And now East Bengal are also back in this half. Don't want to be under pressure for too long under Molina's Mohan Bagan, against Mohan Bagan rather. Is very aware of possession and how to keep the ball. His partnership with the Puya, that'll keep growing.
As the Puya once again just about accidentally steps on Sal Crespo. He is in the team to do that as well. As good as he is on the ball, Puya. Someone who's of course come into his own. So many fouls in the first half. A bit of this, a bit of that. Oscar Bruzon animated as ever on the touchline, and with each foul his expressions got even more animated. Almost like he's kicking every ball. Wonder how many calories he's burnt on that touchline already. More than Prabhusukan for sure.
He'll be okay with that. He doesn't want his keeper to burn too many calories. Rashid. Figueira. Nice little stop-start movement that he has, but there were options. He loves taking a shot from those tight spaces, tight angles. Another one possibly loading, but that was disguised. Here's Rakit.
Such great chemistry between Figueira and Rashid in that little exchange.
Clipped over the top for Bipin, who will want to shift this on his right. Mahesh. He's got Gupta for company. Very smartly done. And almost managing to find Bipin with that pass slipped in. Mehta was there to stop it.
Yeah, any other player might have just played that ball at the expected time, but Mahesh just waits for a second longer. Now gives away a foul. Him and Sahal coming together.
There's been a battle that Mahesh against Sahal.
Mahesh also seemed to be holding on to Sahal's foot for a wee bit longer than he should have.
He's trying to stop any pass from Sahal that could have triggered a counter.
Yeah, we're playing football, but it's amazing how instinct kicks in these situations. You do anything to stop the player from gaining an advantage, as he has done on multiple occasions today, Anwar Ali.
Manveer. Rashid getting ahead of him. Ahadat can children. Forces him to put it out of play.
Yet to see what Mohun Bagan will do differently.
Bipin. Crespo. Mahesh was just returning to his position. Bipin almost ghosting ahead of Mehtab.
Well, Mahesh probably thought he was offside. We're yet to see if he actually was offside. Seemed to stop his own run.
Crespo. Good win in that.
He would have loved to score that, especially as his nemesis in this game, Aldred, was the one who missed the ball, but doesn't place it anywhere left or right to the keeper. Goes straight.
It's going to be a corner with an Argon. East Bengal have had a big moment. Good delivery. Header straight to Vishal Kayat from Jai Gupta. Oof, two big moments in the space of a minute. And now something at the other end. And Jamie McLaren eventually stopped.
It's again a huge moment for East Bengal, and someone's gone down again. Right at the ref's feet. Sibiye.
Jai Gupta in the book for that foul. This one.
Yeah, Jai Gupta, even though he'll try and justify that, clearly got something on the man, and good header, good technique on that. But Jai Gupta just leaned in with his elbow, which is why the yellow card came out of Harish.
Jason Cummings will be coming on for Sahal Abdul Samad.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Jason Cummings. They'll need the joker in the pack to make his mark. Sahal raced his run. Saw him occupying a few good positions, but couldn't really have a big impact on this game. That's when you need players like Jason Cummings to step up. That's what he's brought on for, to be able to make a difference, as he did on so many occasions last season in the ISL. A big half an hour ahead for Cummings.
He's used very effectively last season to make an impact off the bench. Those were also the days of Greg Stewart when he was available. Both of them had a really good chemistry building. Liston. Cummings.
Yeah, you can expect Cummings to float around the box. The McLaren's position is rooted.
And Rashid just taking his time inside his own box. Rodriguez. Mehtab.
And Manveer and Jay Gupta, neither player is going to back down from that. Oscar Bruzon. Picture says it all. The shirt pulling going on, and Oscar Bruzon appealing to the referee to spot that. Both players were at it, to be fair.
Liston. Cummings. Sabir stops him. Atuya's turn is expertly executed. Cummings again looking for Manveer, who can go up high, but so can Jai Gupta.
Good ball there by Cummings. Good shape on that. Had plenty of time. But Jai Gupta also expertly following Manveer Singh. Just does enough to put him off. You want to see Cummings driving with the ball as well. He's come on. He's already put in a couple of crosses, but needs to remind himself that he really is capable of doing it all on his own, if required.
Cummings. And Thapa over the top. Too much on there. Probably expected Manveer to be there. And McLaren also asking the same question of Manveer. Jamshedpur against Inter Kashi tomorrow evening at 4:30 p.m. This group is done and dusted. Another chance for Stephen Dias to test his methods and whether they work. And then in the evening, FC Goa against Northeast United. I wonder whether Manolo Marquez will rest some of his key players. There's always entertainment when Northeast are playing, so keep an eye on that. Ajare as well shall be playing.
Both sides losing the ball easily. Clever leave by Thapa to Apuya, but as they lose the ball, I'll construct another attack.
Cummings. Thapa. Liston. Quickly blocked by Anwar Ali. And now Mehtab. Liston was brought down by Miguel Figuera. Who's also having a go at one of his own players.
Yeah, remember, Figuera is still on a yellow. His leg might have just caught Liston's head. And Anwar Ali comes out like a horse unleashed from the stable, closing it down.
I wonder whether Figuera just stumbled into Colasso.
That's probably what happened. In fact, it's clearly what happened.
But this is a great range. Both for Cummings and possibly even for Liston, if he can execute one of those knuckleballs. Or maybe go the other side of Prabhsukhan Gill. Remember, he's a left-sided player. Takes a slightly central position. Liston leaves it. Cummings goes for it. The wall comes out before time, and it'll be retaken.
Yeah, and Ahad's been hit. Dealt a painful one. The referee just disciplining that ill-disciplined East Bengal wall. It's in their interest to not do it again.
There's usually a penalty of the ball being slightly closer. They're taking it from the same spot, because the wall is also inside the box in this scenario. This time it's Liston again, same result. Done legally there. He's put that back into the box, and the flag did not go up against Aldred. And which is why the East Bengal players just demanding some kind of action. Let's see this replay. Was he offside or not? He's on. Aldred is on.
Yeah, and East Bengal would do well to focus on the task at hand. And the players' reactions also rubbing off into the East Bengal fans, also incensed at the linesman. Also tells you how much is riding on this game.
It might be good for East Bengal and their mentality right now to stop thinking of this as an us versus them scenario. Because the minute that starts getting into the head, and then one might do things they might not if they were not thinking that everything was going against them. So a little bit of emotional control is required at this point, because they're playing ever so well. Now here's a sprint. Sabia just says, stop running guys, I've got this. McLaren. Cummings.
Yeah, well, 70 minutes gone. Still deadlocked at 0-0. Mohun Bagan have 20 minutes plus added time to make a difference. Else they can say goodbye to the Super Cup. And they'd hate to say goodbye to the Super Cup at the expense of East Bengal.
Mehtab. Manveer unable to control that. Tapa. Ahad against Aldred. This time Aldred with a foul.
Yeah, they've been going at each other the entire game. Have Ahad and Aldred. Aldred clearly has his hands over Ahad.
Here's Ibusuke. Hiroshi Ibusuke, who has scored goals for Japan at under 19 and under 23 level. Warming up just in case Hamid Ahadad needs to come off.
Yeah, got off the mark in the 4-0 win against Chennai in the Super Cup. A neat little penalty.
Crespo. Bipin had just had to stop his run. Waiting for a slightly earlier pass. Unable to get away from Mehtab. Again, CB in the way. He's looking good at the back in his partnership with Anwar Ali. There's another foul given away by Ahadad.
Just gets his knee at the back of Abuya. There's Ahadad. How did Mohun Bagan switch it up now? Got to do something different.
Straight into the box. Maybe something like that. More direct.
Yeah, when they do get it in more direct, they also need Jason Cummings and Jimmy McLaren to be making those runs for the cushioned header back in. Then you see two game changers coming on. In fact, three. Deepak Tangri also being readied, along with Robson Rubinho and Petratos.
McLaren buying some time. It's a good ball as well. Cleared away by Anwar Ali. Jose Molina in conversation with the three changes who will be coming on. Thapa, Manveer and Liston are all coming off. Nice ball forward for Ahadad, who is up against Aldred, Saul Crest. Gets stuck in and out comes Vishal Kaif.
Yeah, right idea by Saul Crespo. You can see he was leaving it for the on-rush and Bipin Singh. Just not enough pace on the ball for him to dummy it. We were just talking about what Mohun Bagan can do differently as more subs are getting readied. I can't think of any other reason but legs.
Nice give and go. Here's Liston. Blasts it over.
You've seen it all too often from Liston in this game. Thapa with a neat little first touch pass to Liston. Just couldn't gauge the bounce of the ball well enough. Thapa had a good game.
Big changes, of course. Robson, Rubinho and Miguel Figueira played together in the same side which beat Mohun Bagan in the AFC Cup a couple of seasons ago. Both of them having played 44 games together and nearly 4,000 minutes now on different sides, and couldn't be more different. Absolute rivals. And of course Dimi Petratos needs a big moment. He's had a few against East Bengal. Almost seems like a little kickstart required for him to get back to his best.
Petratos really needs that. You can expect to see Deepak Tangri slot in deep. with more attacking changes, be bombing up.
Cummings. Rashid and Saul Crespo deal with that.
Anwar has personal skin in the game.
It in. Really good ball. Crespo clears. Here's Petratos. Now Apuya. And Deepak lofts it back in towards Cummings, who's left it for Dimi Petratos. Sent all the way back by Rakip.
So well done by Rakip.
Foul inside the box.
And the frustration grows for the Mariners.
And so PV Vishnu, that exciting winger, coming on for Bipin. And Hamid Ahadad will be making way for Hiroshi Ibusuki, who also has experience in the La Liga. One appearance against Real Betis at the beautiful Estadio de la Cartuja. What a journeyman. Time in Spain, time in Australia, 30 goals for Adelaide United as well. Now let's see what the 34-year-old can do for a Kolkata giant.
Thrown into the mixer in what
Mehtab's won most of his one-on-one tackles, not just against Vishnu, even against Bipin.
Yeah, Mehtab brings that centre-back mentality at right back. And as all good right backs, knows that nothing should come down his side.
And now this brings us back to the question we asked Oscar Bruzon before the game. What if it's 0-0 or 1-1? What if it's a draw? And there's 10 odd minutes left to play.
And what do you say?
And look at the situation, and of course there's no shame in defending, getting a point and getting through. Whatever works. But it doesn't look like the team is parking the bus, far from.
Yeah, sometimes when you park the bus, you invite even more pressure onto yourself.
Nice turn from Crespo. Here's Figueira. Wins the free kick. Fouled by his former teammate.
Probably happened a lot in training for Bashundhara Kings once upon a time. Clear foul by Robson on his former teammate. His head coach will be telling him, I didn't bring you on to do that. Although the intent was right, he was trying to win the ball back for his team, but then once again this slows down the game, works into East Bengal's advantage, who aren't chasing the game, very happy with status quo as it is. Robson did have a chance, which was blocked by Anwar Ali.
Ibusuki. Strong. And bundled over by Mehtab in the end.
Ibusuki's big frame seemed to go down in slow motion, but
Vishnu gets away from Mehtab this time and sends something very meaningful inside all to it with a diving header.
In this East Bengal team, Vishnu one of them, Mahesh the other, Jay Gupta,
Figuera, Anwar Ali at the back.
Left Foot FC.
East Bengal at this point believe that attacking Mohun Bagan is the best way of defending the scoreline. And you were right when you said that if they go into a low block and try to be happy with 0-0 and just allow Mohun Bagan more time and space to come at them.
Yes, because playing a certain way has brought them to this point, 83 minutes in. Why would you want to do anything else? Anything different?
That said, it might be good practice, especially in a longer league, for Oscar Bruzon to start believing in some defensive principles as well. We all know he likes to joke that he cannot coach a team defensively, but they've been very solid so far at the back. And here's an example.
Yes, Anwar Ali once of Mohun Bagan colours, now switching over. Did everything he could do to block that. Like we said, once players do switch over to their rivals, they have a point to prove.
Ibusuki.
Yeah, no lack of fight from Ibusuki. Something happened off the ball again. Saul Crespo, the captain. What's happened there? He seems to be holding his groin. Something he felt at some point.
Yes, it is the adductor.
Not a great time to go off after the game you've had.
Also, it's about his presence, even in the air. And surely Oscar Bruzon knows there'll be some more defending to do for East Bengal as they enter these last few minutes. And it's an immediate sign to make a change. It's just such an annoying muscle that it's very small, about 2 or 3 inches. But it completely changes the movement of your leg. There's just no internal rotation that you can do. You have to lift the entire leg. It's just such an annoying injury to have that. And Oscar Bruzon will be hoping it's not serious because they take time. But when you have this man's commitment as an option, he'll feel safe as well.
No lack of commitment in this East Bengal side. And yeah, Crespo suffered a bad one. He's being strapped up on the stretcher.
Yeah, he won't be able to lift that foot for a while.
Feels like you speak from personal experience, Pula.
Mr. General interest in muscular injuries. Here's Aldred. Ibusuki. If he only looks up, and he has looked up, and PV Vishnu is through. Just had to cut it back. Coming. Vishnu just doing well to keep possession. Aldred over the top. Easy for Anwar. And Shovik went up, so did Deepak. It's a foul and a free kick. Edmund is coming on from Mahesh. Decision just changed. And the throw in. It did eventually come off Mahesh. That's his last contribution as well. Suhail is also coming on for Mohun Bagan. Mahesh has exited. Edmund comes on. Perfect player for a quick break forward.
Jersey number 10, Edmund Nalmija is hit.
Ibusuki losing out in that battle. A foul was given. Suhail Ahmed Bhatt, rising young Indian striker. Excellent campaign for the under-23s. Sovik. Rashid just kept in. Figuera. Sovik. This little step on the toe. There's the change. Subhashish Bose going off for a striker. I'm wondering whether it's a change which is too late. The message will be There might be one more chance. Suhail could possibly take it with the sharp skills he has. Anwar Ali smashes it away. Ibusuki takes it past Apuya and goes slightly central, and then wins a corner for his side. Really good work from the Japanese. A little problem in the middle of the park. Sibi clutching his shoulder.
Yes, correct, perfect, perfect, start, you can start now. Yes, perfect, you can start now.
Here's Figuera. Another throw in. Expertly managed by East Bengal these last 15 odd minutes. So Oscar Bruzon can coach a team to shut shop and defend well. But he's done it without going into a low block. He's continued to hold his slightly higher line. And you can defend with the same attacking principles. And that's been really good to watch. Not getting nervous. Having a plan. Vishal Kaith picks it up. Adds a lot of distance to the ball. McLaren's in the box, and Mohan Bagan Supergiant have a corner. Petrato sends it in. Well defended. Settles for a throw. Here's Suhail. And Miguel Figuera helping out Rakip. But then Robson picks it up. A little deflection. Aldred, Mehtab and Jai Gupta, and enough on the ball to send it away. One more move. Mehtab with the long ball. Anwar puts it out. And East Bengal are through to the semi-finals of the Super Cup 2025-26. Oscar Bruzon built a temple of sturdy engineering tonight. And he has shown that by attacking you can defend. Jose Molina and company had no answer to the plan. This is a sign of utilitarian heftiness shown by the red and golds, something that hasn't been seen in years. And despite knowing that they needed just a draw, they came here to win, and it is that attitude